So with the orders, or more so just the one order, because the other one was just the one helmet, I was able to rebuild these minifigures here. So now I can put these guys away, and then it looks like the what are they called? The light up Star Wars minifigures are, well, it's not going to be for a little while yet, but they are finally going to be getting a inventory in the Bricklink catalog. So that's an interesting move. It makes sense to some extent. So there is that. And then, yeah, then I guess that's that. And then I sent a message asking about the dimensions for them, because I'm not sure if I should remove the lightsaber hilts and stuff like that, because the terms page is really vague on that, for saying extendable features should generally not be removed and stuff like that, but then what extent and stuff like that. So I just asked for some clarification on that. Then hopefully I can get those done. But yeah, then that stuff is now done, and it's going to be break time now. Yo, break time. So then the heads that my dad sorted a while ago that were just sitting there, I finally was able to go ahead and go through them and add them all to Brickstore. So let me get that up real quick. So there ended up being 182 lots. It says 201 items because there was several duplicate lots. So when it was combined, it just increased the quantity, which will help when going along, because then if I see something has a quantity of 2, then I'll know it's another container, and then I can quickly find that and save more work down the road. But then with a quantity of 1 to 2 for each one, it's currently at the 6-month sales average at $209 and 60 cents for that. But then, as you can see, pretty much everything here has more than one for quantity, including the more expensive heads, which there is right here for price. Most expensive head is $12, and there is multiple quantity of that. And then this one here, which goes for, what was it, $3.50. There was like 4 or 5 of them. And then this one here, there's like 10 of them. And there's just a good amount of quantity for a lot of the more valuable heads, so that's good. But yeah, then I'm going to take a short break, but then it is time to start listing all of these heads here. So yeah, for all of these heads here, for the most part, it is just the blocked open stud heads, as you can see here, although there was one, I think this might be the only exception, there might be another one, I can't remember where it is, the hollow stud heads, and it's just to show just how long it takes to sort these and get around to listing them. This here is all of the blocked open stud heads that were worked on a while ago, and this drawer is already starting to get at least half full already. And then the head hollow drawer is completely full again. And just before the blocked head studs were listed, I had listed the hollow studs, and these here were some of the only leftovers. I think I finished with the other hollow heads. So yeah, then they fill up so fast. But then yeah, like a lot of them are damaged. Like I've gotten a few heads in there, a few heads in there, a few heads in there. This one's still empty. But then in here is all of the garbage ones already. They're just in horrible condition, can't be listed or anything like that. But yeah, then this head here, there is quite a few of them. 1 second, let me just restack them up. Then I've got them here. And, oh, they fell apart. 1 second. And then over here, it's very fragile. There is all of these of just this one head type here. So, oh, it fell again. But yeah, there's just a lot of some of them. That's after I've already removed some of the more damaged ones. As you can see, there's just some of the damaged ones in here already. But yeah, there's a lot of some of them. So then the progress update for the renovation is they cut a hole in the wall here. So that's done now. They had to completely change this vent here because there's just going straight down. So they had to rework it around. But then our house has one of the weirdest things. This switch right here, we can actually see the wires a little bit now. You can see the wire from there. And then if you go at the side, you can see it travel down there and then warp to the side there, and then you can see it go here, and then from there it goes back up into the switch. Well, this switch controls exactly one thing: the fan in the upstairs bathroom. And so for some reason, the upstairs fan bathroom is connected in this switch box to the main wire thing that controls this light switch, but thankfully that doesn't control it. So it seems like instead of just connecting the wires, they put them into a switch box, and then they had a switch here that controlled the fan in the upstairs bathroom. And it's just a huge mess. So that's finally getting covered up properly. And we did confirm it is set up so the switch works properly, because at first they were doing something to try and get it ready, and then the fan in the upstairs bathroom would not work. I don't know. It's just incredibly weird how this house is set up. And then, so that's all done now. And yeah, that's for the most part what they did today. Then they also cut a hole in the ceiling over here, because apparently we had the roof starting to drop down a bit or something like that. And I think that's a new panel they put up there. And then they are also going to be working on this corner sooner than later. But yeah, then it's just overall a lot of stuff being done. And then there's just this string here, which it's nothing to really pick it up with. But there's just this string. How far does it go home? It's still connected. Oh, it's on my phone now. Okay. You can kind of see it. Let's drop it slowly. I'm holding it horizontally. Okay, there we go. Okay, why is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so that string's been bugging me for a few days. It's just been on the roof. But yeah, it's interesting now to see that all done now. It really makes the room look a lot bigger now. So there is that. So honestly, I have no idea what they're doing tomorrow or anything. But yeah, slowly working on it. And then sooner than later, they're going to be taking off this popcorn roof. Apparently, it's quite the process. And then they're going to have to paint the roof a whole bunch and everything like that. And so, yeah, who knows. But at least that stuff's done now. So they made quite a bit of progress today. Yoga time. So I finally finished with all of the heads after all of the ones that were damaged were deleted and more created, like for example this one and this one, because some weren't damaged, some were damaged and stuff like that. There ended up being 180 unique lots, and so there is a lot of comments on a lot of them, but luckily with heads, generally for the most part, you just need to, I mean some of them there's exceptions that have heavy damage. I saw it somewhere, I had it all in caps. I can't find it now. But for the most part, it's just has minor damage / wear or normal condition. Sometimes you have to add that has several marks and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's fine. So this here is the second drawer of garbage. The first one was mostly full when I started adding heads. But yeah, all in all, these here are all the garbage ones that are just covered in bite marks, too dirty, or just broken and garbage and stuff like that. And so these ones I won't be listing, and they'll go to the bulk damaged parts on eBay. I've got another bag of that full, but I won't be really listing that until I can get the photo box set up. But I can't do that until after renovation, since we got like no space here, because that's where we eat, work, and everything. So I can't set up a huge box there. That takes half hour to set up and then take apart. So I can't do much with that there now. But then there's all of these drawers here, which I ended up getting a few more drawers for some of the different heads because I was running low, and then a couple drawers over there. So all in all, it's that one, and these drawers here. All of the yellow heads you see in there are the new ones. So grand total, there is 441 heads in 180 lots, only 230 grams, but all in $566 and 99 cents. So not bad. But now the fun part is when I go to export it and then paste it here and verify, we're gonna see a lot. It'll probably be the first one, or actually it's not the first one, but scroll down to find one. I know that there's some, yeah, right here and stuff like that. Then I'm gonna have to go to drawer 929, fish those out of the drawer, put them in the correct drawer, and then, is it really not that many of them? That's quite surprising. I thought there'd be a lot. I guess not. Is it really only one? That is weird. I was expecting dozens of them, and then this to take quite a while to get through. But it's just the one, I guess. But I mean, to be fair, I don't think I've really listed any blocked open stud heads in quite a while. I know last time I had listed them, it was the hollow studs. And most of them are, because I remember I'm not sure if it's the last time I was going to list a whole bunch of blocked open stud heads. I was, it was a little while ago at this point, and I just did not want to deal with them, and I ended up just dumping them all into the eBay damaged thing, because I just did not really want to go through all of those heads. Now I'm fine with it for the most part, but let's just quickly find these two then. Right here is one, so there's that one there, and then there's one more of them in here somewhere. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. It's in here somewhere. And yes, I can confirm this is not the most efficient method. Well, there's give and take for each method, but when you sell one random head out of a drawer and then you have to find it, I mean, you get used to it, and it doesn't take as long as you might think for the most part, but it's definitely not the most efficient method probably. So these go to drawer 425, so then we can put these guys away right here. There they are. And then go to the other page that I have up over here. So before I was at 16,848. I was above 17,000, but I just did not get anything listed for a long time, so it dropped. So then I'll just quickly scroll through it one last time to make sure I'm not missing any others. So yeah, there's just that one for consolidation and nothing else. Yep, not seeing anything else, so that's that. Yeah, and so then upload, and then it's loading. That's done. So yeah, then that's already at 217 lots listed this week, which I mean, considering I just started yesterday and because renovations were starting and stuff like that, at least I'm finally being able to get a little bit listed, so that's good. So now I can refresh this page here and then erase the newer marks because I combined it, and then refresh this. So from 16,848, well, it always takes a while, but down here it does upload, so it's now finally back above 17,000 lots for sale, so that's good now. And so then all of those heads were taking up the entire back row area over there, so now I can work on the next container. Listing all of the heads, there's now a lot more empty containers, although I don't really have too much of a need for them at the moment, and they all just kind of go in here. So now that all of the heads are listed, it is now time to figure out which container to work on next. The accessories from that box there are finally being sorted. So now there's just lots of accessories and stuff like that. Already 2 containers of minifigure parts have been found mixed in with the accessories. So these here are all going to get sorted into these different containers here and then combined with the drawers over there for accessories, and then the full drawers will get listed and stuff like that. So this is having good progress being made, which is always good. But yeah, then which to list next is the question. So many choices. I don't know which one to go with. Well, I mean, I'm going to put this thing up here with the order that I'm still waiting for that refund on. I dropped the brick separator. And let's see. I don't want to tackle anything in these containers here because they have to be combined with some of the stuff that's in the other ones. So let's see. You know what? Let's go for the Lego Movie ones and work on this container. So yeah, the one thing about eBay that is interesting now is it did introduce a eBay Lite program for certain things. And so I'm not going to actually buy the label because it can go letter mail, so it's fine. But then it's right here. Actually, I don't think there's any private information on this side of the screen. But yeah, you can see normally to ship this, I would have to pay $16.50 in Canada. But there's finally a somewhat cheaper option for $7.35, which is even cheaper than Chit Chats. So that's pretty good. And it seems to be for practically any sized envelope. So I mean, well, like any normal size, as long as it's under 41 by something like that. That's just seems really confusing size measurements. But yeah, this here is the cheapest tracked shipping option in Canada now. So yeah, that's not bad at all. So I wonder if it will ever be available outside of eBay. Excuse me. Although I do think it is somewhat discounted based off of amounts you pay in fees and stuff like that. So I might use this going forward if I ever have an eBay one, excuse me, that I need to ship out parcel. So I just went through the Lego movie drawer over there that was full, and all of this stuff here is now listed on Brick Store. So there is a total of 66 lots. I was able to find the one head for one of the Emmett minifigures, so I was able to rebuild him for eBay. And then I've got this Emmett minifigure right here, which is TLM 113. So let's just quickly double check that I don't already have him for sale. 1 second, TLM 113. I do have them for sale already, so then this one can go to Bricklink. But then, yeah, then it's 125 at 6 month sales average for all of these ones here. So now I'm gonna work on checking all of these guys for damage and then getting them listed. So then let's see if we can figure out what they did today. I think that they put the thing here to replace it, but they were working for a couple hours at least, so they had to have done something else. But what? Oh, I guess oh no, that's probably an old screw, or one that goes into the drywall itself. But what did they? Oh, okay, they tidied up the counter thing a little bit today. They only seemed to work till about 1:30 or 2 or so, and then called it a day. So yeah, who knows what I think. Okay, they finished that hole in the roof there. But yeah, it doesn't really look like too much else was done. So basically this was fixed and that thing was fixed. So yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do tomorrow then. So eating breakfast, and then I got one. Oh, that thing almost fell. Well, it can't really fall. So while eating breakfast, let's see. I got this one order in the mail today. I went to the store, Sustainable Bricks. I go there quite often. They always just have stuff that I need. So then this one here, I went to the store because they were the cheapest I only needed 4 at the time. And then since I've ordered a whole bunch because I needed them for another thing as well. But then, went to the store for these, and I picked up this really rare head. It was a $30 head, but the guy didn't have dimensions on Bricklink. And then once I get dimensions for the head and the minifigure, I can just relist it and get my money back. So there is that. And then also this hairpiece here I needed for rebuilding one minifigure. This shell head thing I did need for dimensions for the minifigure and for that. And then this hairpiece is the hairpiece for the one Joker minifigure. Actually, not just one Joker minifigure. It's for like... I want to say, well, actually, let's just take a quick look. Don't want to knock over my water. Take a quick look here. Orders. Let's see. Sustainable Bricks here. Okay, so then this hair piece here is on 15 minifigures. Most of these presumably already have. This one doesn't, but I don't have that Lego piece there, I think. Let's actually just check real quick. Yeah, it's new mold and everything, so I can't add that. This one here probably already has it. Yeah, it was just more so some of these Joker ones that had the coattails. So these 3 here, I think this one has it. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Yeah, it's got it. So it's just, I'll just double check this Nexo Night one. Okay, that does. But yeah, then it's just these 3 right here with the coattails. They don't have their dimensions, so then I should be able to go ahead and add that, because I was weirdly enough missing his hairpiece, and so then there's that, and so yeah, then hopefully I should be able to add some dimensions while eating breakfast. After looking at the set images for the Joker minifigure, I decided that for all 3 of them, I'm going to do the same dimensions. Because as you can see for this one here, with them where it looks like it's almost folded up, in reality on the thing here, it's just like flowing on the ground. And then the one where it looks like it's not folded or anything like that, and you look at the set, it's also just flowing on the ground. So it's just different photo styles and stuff like that. This here is from Jennifer, and then this one here is from I forget how to pronounce it. I've read it so many times. Hygrotus, I think. I'm not sure. Both of them are big contributors. So this one here is probably from it's from Jennifer's. So I guess maybe it copied the same style. Actually, I wonder if almost, well, let's get this photo up here. Okay, no, it's completely different angles as well. I was going to say, I wonder if maybe that it was just the new face put on it and then the same photo reused. It's not. You can see, I mean, the colors are different. This one here, almost, it's grainy look almost. I mean, it's an older one from 2017 and not everyone has new cameras. So it almost looks like it was what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like a stock image, but it's just so well taken and edited, a lot of them, that it looks like that. So it's definitely not the same original photo for them, but both are very similar, which is nice. Excuse me. So now I'm going to get the dimensions with it, so it looks like this here, because most people who have this minifigure, one second, let me put the hair on. Most people who have this minifigure are going to just put it into a bag like this here, and so then that's how you can get it properly. So the width will be the standard 2.6, and then the height will be from the top of the hair here down to the bottom of the coattails. I think that's what it's called, yeah, coattails. And then the depth will probably not even worry about the coattails, because if you look at the how far back the hair goes compared to the coattails, it's just not really that the hair goes farther back than the coattails, so that's probably fine as is. So I'm going to now add them for these. So then I ended up realizing that this minifigure here actually had a neck bracket, so then I'm actually going to take slightly new dimensions for that because it has a little bit more thickness. Yogurt time. And a bit late, it's now 3:85 p.m. But yeah, then I was able to rebuild the eBay minifigures. They're no longer here. I did put them away because I was in a bit of a rush because supper had started, and then I was rebuilding eBay minifigures, and then I had one left, but it's the thing of 3 droids, and that always takes a little while to put together, and I had found everything except for the 1x1 cone for the metallic silver droid's head, and so then I had to go into that container there, I think it was, or maybe the one above it. Yeah, it was the one on the top there, and then I had to dig through the container until I could find one 1x1 metallic silver chrome, not chrome, just metallic silver round brick thing, and so then that's done now. And then there was, what was the next thing? Oh yeah, the accessories container is, my parents have been sorting now while they're down here because there's like not too much else to do. And so now the accessories container is practically empty, side angle there, and that's the container that's always just kind of been sitting right over here somewhere. So it's definitely good progress being made. And it's being sorted into a rough sort of completely different categories and stuff like that. And then once these are done, then they can be properly sorted into each of their individual drawers over here. And then the full drawers get listed and stuff like that. But yeah, then there's only a little bit left now. It used to be probably, I want to say, up to here or so. So very good progress there. And then I'm working on rebuilding these guys. I am going to be placing an order or two first, though, for some inventory, because I just finished rebuilding the cards. So there's a fresh stuff on the wanted list, so I will work on that. But yeah, good progress. So to get through some of the backlog stuff a bit faster, for lack of better words, we have all of these containers over here which are sort of divided, and some of them can't really be divided, more like Woo and Stone Warrior and stuff like that. But then for the others, we do have all of these drawers over here which we just haven't had the time to get to for a while. So now we're going to go ahead and for all these ones here, like I do have subdivided for the Ninjago ones, so I'll probably go ahead and subdivide them for some of the other themes as well, because then that way they can just be put from those containers into the proper drawers over here, and then it's just easier to process things because there's more specific stuff. Like, for example, I had to rebuild a cultist, and I could just quickly go to this drawer and rebuild the cultist this afternoon. Before, I would have had to go to, I think this used to be my Ninjago drawer, dump the entire drawer out, look through every single Ninjago minifigure until I could find them, and stuff like that. And so now I could just go cultist, rebuild him, and then like that for all the other ones. So it works pretty well. And so I should be hopefully able to get a decent amount done. I have 64 plus 64, 64, 64, 64, 64, 64, and about 32 plus 2, 4, 6, 7, so 39. So overall, a decent amount of empty drawers and a couple over there and stuff like that. So yeah, I should be able to make some progress on this and hopefully be able to clean up some of the drawers over there, so that once those are cleaned up, then I'll have more time to work on some other stuff, and then also be able to hopefully get to processing the accessories sooner than later and all that stuff. So just finished with the Ninjago ones. There's now for Minecraft Other, which is basically everything else that doesn't really fit into any of the categories. Then Steve, Alex, and Animal, and then Zombie and Skeletons / Creepers. I did combine the Zombie Pigmen with the normal zombies because they are still technically zombies, and then the Skeletons with the Wither Skeletons, and then everything else really into here. This here's just for my series minifigures because I'll never remember those things to be separated. And then I just did the Marvel / DC drawer, which was the one that is the most complicated because I've never really watched any of the movies or anything like that. So I know practically nothing about it besides what I've learned from Lego. So there is the Batman one. And then I put Joker with Joker's henchmen, and then Iron Man, and then I should probably hold this angle over here instead. And then Thor and Loki, Spider-Man, Mr. Freeze and Captain Cold, because I can never tell them apart. Robin and Batman and Man-Bat, Outriders and Ultron. Then Superhero Other, this here is for the most part, I mean, I guess this one belongs in here. But this here is just for the unnamed ones, like the security guards, this guy, and just stuff like that. Then there's Hero / Villain, because if it looks like it's a named character, it goes in here. Then Star-Lord and Falcon, Superman and Catwoman, Nightwing and Hawkeye, because I can never separate those two. Then Captain America and Aquaman, and then Venom and Penguin. And so now these ones here are all done, and then I'm going to still try to get a couple more of these done tonight. Although I don't know much about superheroes, I know even less about Harry Potter. So now all of those drawers are up, and then the Pirates and Imperial. I just ended up going with Imperial for the non-pirate pirates, like the guys with the blue coats and red coats and stuff, just because that's somewhat some of the older ones were called. And so then now I forgot I had the Kai container over there, and I was able to rebuild 2 different Kai minifigures, so that was good. But now I'm going to try and tackle the Knights one. I'm still not sure if I'm going to really do anything for this one. I might not. It's just the Atlantis ones. They're just always just so bulky and everything, so I'll have to decide on that. But then for this one, I'll probably just separate them into factions and stuff like that. Like I'll have the Falcon Knights, then the Crown Knights, then the Scorpion Knights. I think that's what they're called. They might have a different name though. And then the Trolls, and then the Dragon Knights, and all that type of stuff. So I'll work on these guys now. So now all of the castle drawers are made, and I will get to the sorting them out later. So it's now the next day, and then I'm going to first quickly finish sorting out all the castle stuff into the different drawers. But since it's Saturday and stuff, it's now the end of the vlog. So thank you for watching. If you got this far, today's a Saturday, so that means the next vlog should be out on Wednesday. And I was able to get a lot more listed this week than last week, but hopefully next week I should be able to list even more now that renovations are just everything's kind of set up here and stuff like that. This one's going to be a fun one to try and figure out how to sort, but yeah, who knows. But yeah, thanks for watching if you got this far.